Hey guys, what's going on? So I thought that I would answer all the questions that I figured you'd probably write in the comments, because this is my newest video that I'm posting. What do I think about the twins? If you don't already know, Momo Royale has posted a video about the twins. That is what they are called. That's the new unit. Do I think it's going to be better than the last newest unit and better than all the other units? Yes, because it has to be. That's the whole thing. If it was not better than Frankenstein, all the people that maxed out a Frankenstein would not need to get it because Frankenstein would be better, at which point they would spend no money on a new unit. Even those people who have like the best unit right now, if it was not better than that unit, then the people that have a Reincarnation 3 Frankenstein would have no reason to spend money to buy twins, and they want that, at least for the initial week when it first comes out. And, you know, they're going to give it bonuses and buffs, and there's going to be a modifier probably that will, like, specifically go towards the twins to make it even better than it already is. And then, you know, like, so it will be better than everything, and then it will balance out to be the best anyway, even after a nerf and even after they buff other things. It's the normal life cycle of event units. What do I think about it? I don't care. Like on like first watch, not really like specifically trying to think about it. It seems very complicated as a unit. The mechanics, like, you need to have 4 of them, and if you have more than that, I don't think the effect works. And so you have to have like an exact 4 of them, and it's very weird. I guess that's not complicated. The person, or Momo Royale, was using a Dryad, and I was like, why wouldn't you use a Scrapper if you know that you have to have 4 of them? It would be like trying to play a Light Inquisitor deck with a Dryad, knowing that you have to have a specific number, and it's like, why don't you just use a Scrapper? But yeah, that's my thoughts on that. Second question that you will probably write in the comments that I want to address immediately, which is actually the purpose of this video. This isn't going to be long because I'm not going to go in depth into this. But Random League is starting right now, and my thoughts on Random League is that it is the same every single time, which is why I don't always feel the need to make a video. The first question I get is, what are the 5 best decks? The 5 best decks are probably decks that are 5 event units because of Pantheon. Pantheon is still affected within Random League, even though it is equalized. Pantheon units are still going to get a bonus, and they are just the best units anyway. So running 5 Pantheon units, it makes it basically impossible for your opponent to pick 2 decks that are bad, because then you have 3 decks that are still great. So that would be my first thought on Random League. My second thought would be, play decks that you know. If you don't know how to play a Pantheon unit, don't play that Pantheon unit. If you know how to play bad decks, then your choice is to play bad decks, because it's better than playing a Pantheon deck where you don't know how to play it. Third question is, how do you play all these decks? That's just something that you have to watch a lot of YouTube videos for, and you have to like try them out, and you have to use them. And I do understand the idea that if you don't have them and you're a new player, how do you use them? How do you like play test them? And that's something that the developers have said that they're gonna bring into the game, a like sandbox mode. It's something that people have been asking for a while, and I don't know why they've chosen not to do that. Basically like a training mode where you have access to every card, not to get trophies or anything, obviously, but to play test units so that you know what to invest in, or so that you know how to play Random League, because then you can like experiment with decks. But these were the decks that I used. It was this Bard deck, this Genie deck that I used for most of the time. It was this Treant deck, this Bruiser deck, and then this Frankenstein deck. I tried Frankenstein a couple of times, not really knowing the unit, but most of the time people banned it. which was fun for me because I didn't want to use it. Sometimes you can bait people into banning decks. Like this Frankenstein deck, most people will probably ban, assuming that you probably know how to use it. And then if you like a tactic that I used to use in previous random leagues was building like a straight up toxic deck, like just like a Harlequin, Witch, Treant, Shaman, Snowflake, Mime, just like something like that, something that looks like overly toxic, or maybe even Sea Dog. You could try to use a Sea Dog or put a Sea Dog in there. But I used that so that people would automatically want to ban it. It's not a good deck, but most people will ban that because they just don't want to play against it, and so that's a strategy. And then the other strategy that I will use is play all your battles yesterday. I know I'm coming out with this video today, but that's because I played all my battles yesterday night as soon as it dropped, because as the moments pass, the bad players that, you know, do ridiculous decks that don't do anything. Actually, you know what? I'll show you one. This was, I think, like battle number 2 that I faced yesterday. This is just a bunch of nonsense. These are the kinds of people that you're gonna get on that first day, because these people will lose their 10. They'll lose their all of their hearts pretty quickly. And as soon as they lose all of their hearts, you get to play all the people that did not lose their hearts as the days progress. So the quicker you can play Random League, play Random League. Try to finish all of your battles on the first day, because then you'll fight most of these people. These are the people that you're going to fight. Obviously, the obvious choice to ban, which I think I did, was the Monk deck, because the Monk deck is kind of a real deck. It looks like it has a strategy. Everything else is just kind of random. Doing double DPS is crazy. So Tesla, Frankie, the other one, I think I played against the Bard Reaper deck, which was also kind of okay. And then he has like a Treant Banshee deck that doesn't work well together at all. And then he has a Genie Corsair Spirit Master Inquisitor deck, and that also is absolutely terrible. But the quicker that you can play Random League, try to play Random League as quick as you can, because then you'll be playing against people like that. And then in terms of the decks, it's just like the real strategy with Random League is just knowing how to play 3 of your 5 decks, because it doesn't matter at that point. It doesn't matter if they ban 2 of them. If you can play 3 of them, even if you don't know how to play 2 of the decks that you've set up, you will always be able to play one thing that you at least know. Most of the time, people banned this Bard deck and then this Frankenstein deck, and then I was able to play Genie. And this Genie deck is my favorite. So the thing about Genie, just really quickly, you have Lamp Prison, and if you run, because I'm not running Kobold in this. Am I running Kobold in anything? Oh my god, I'm not running Kobold in anything. Is Kobold a free card? Oh no, Kobold is banned. Kobold is banned and Enchant Sword is banned. And so you can't, the only other damage modifier is Night Statue, and you're obviously not going to run a Night Statue in a Genie deck. And so the thing that you should probably remember is that you have free reign to do as many Lamp Prisons as you want, which means that you can just keep merging into the center and then lamp prisoning the thing that it becomes. So the main strategy for this was rank up your gunslinger with scrapper catches. I think I was running 2 sharpshooters, 1 trapper, or 2 trappers, 1 sharpshooter. It's one of those. I think no, it's 2 trappers, 1 sharpshooter, so that I could get the double activation on the or get double activations more of the time on the sure kills. and so that you could like beef up your Phantom. Like, so when you use your activation, you're more likely to, or you're immediately going to do a double activation of 2 traps on your Phantom. And then Sharpshooter, you just need the 1 Sharpshooter is fine. You're doing left, right, right. And then Gunslinger is normal. Gunslinger is normal, and then Scrapper is normal. In terms of, oh no, so what you do is you just abuse the lamp prison. Put all of your genies just around the Sultanate, and then abuse the lamp prison. Every time you want to merge something, or every time you want to use your mana activation, make sure you're merging 2 genies into the center in order to buff up your entire board. So when you have 2 2s, you merge the 2 2s into the center, and if you get a 3, then you can merge something else into the center, and then if it doesn't become a genie, use the lamp prison, or use the mana activation, and then you make it a genie, and then you buff up your board like that. So you can manually buff up your board while you're Scrapper buffing up your board, and it's really good. I didn't really have to play this Bard deck. I think I played it like maybe once, and it was fine. This Treant deck is very bad. I wouldn't recommend this, but it is something that I used. It is something that I did win like a couple of games with. Not having Kobold, and not being able to use, not having Kobold makes all of these decks much weaker. This Bruiser deck is fine. I think Bruiser is always fine. It's just the normal Furious Brotherhood on my treat version with a... I was running Sharpened Spear. I played against somebody who was running Covenant of Veteran, and he did beat me, so maybe that's better? I don't know. Because you can do Scrapper merges into the center in order to constantly buff up your Double Knight statues. And it's fine. For the most part, run mermaids. That's the other strategy. Just run mermaid every single chance that you can get. You not being able to cleanse with your items is really bad. And if you remember, if you can rewind this video, but if you remember all of my decks, that's 1, that's 2, that's 3, that's 4, and then that's 5. I never had to run. I think I ran Frankenstein once, and I was not confident in it at all. I had it played against me when I was playing something, and I definitely lost because the guy was really good at it. But like I said, all you really need is to know how to play 3 of the 5 decks, so that whichever 2 they ban, it doesn't matter. But that's pretty much it. I don't want to do gameplay. It's not gonna matter. It's, it's just like you've seen enough of my like Genie gameplay, or I trust that you've played against Genie enough in PvP to understand how Genie works. But yeah, that's it. I'll catch you guys next video.